This is a quick real estate update from Jerry Metcalf Partners, real estate agents on the ground in Atlanta. We're talking about what it's like, what to expect, the pros, the cons, and what to consider to align yourself and your loved ones for the best opportunities. All right, everybody, it's the Eavesdrop this week with Jerry Metcalf Partners. We got Adam Vicars and Chad Carrodus and Jerry Metcalf today. We were just talking about prices are going up. The median sales price keeps going up, yet the median, which is around, I think it's a little over 250 now in all of Atlanta, and yet that's 250,000, and yet houses are more affordable than they have ever been, and projections for home sales are up for 2021. So let's talk a little bit about that. I think everybody's wondering why that's going on and what's happening.
Yeah, I can jump in there. So, I mean, the biggest thing really is interest rates as an all-time historical low. But what that really means is a buyer this year can afford, on average, for a median house or a median size house, $32,000 more this year than they could last year just off interest rates alone. So that right there is huge. So they're saying about 10% more buying power, that same buyer year over year, which is really a big factor in driving that.
And also driving the market. Chad, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think aside from the economics of it, it's just the practicality of the fact that people are realizing that they may be home more and their kids may be doing school from home, and the lifestyle aspect, and how they're adapting and being able to work from home and do all those different things. But they're obviously realizing, oh no, maybe I need a basement, maybe I need a whatever, an extra bedroom.
Zoom room.
Exactly. What'd you say, Zoom room?
Zoom room.
Yeah, Zoom room's a new feature in homes now.
Oh, see, exactly. So stuff like that. And I think people, the culmination of all those things, it's just really creating a strong market demand, essentially.
Well, in 2021, it's anticipated that we're going to, I think a lot of people, when we're in conversations, they're just waiting for the market to tank because everybody's been waiting for it to happen again since the Great Recession. But the economists and the market projections say that our sales are actually going to continue to go up by as much as nationally 8%. And that's going to be next year. Do y'all have want to share any explanation for that? Because that's pretty crazy.
I mean, I think, part of it is with, people are, this Corona, I don't even want to say recession, but this Corona market, we'll call it, is so much different than the 2008 crisis, because the 2008 crisis was based on real estate, and it was based on being over leveraged, and it was kind of that, I don't want to say top down, but it started with real estate and then it just spiraled out of control. Whereas
people were borrowing money who couldn't pay loans and weren't really qualified.
And right now, people look at unemployment rate and stuff like that, but I mean, those metrics really aren't solid stats essentially to base and judge the market on, because typically, the people those aren't home buyers often. They're typically renters.
So let's break that down. Well, number one, we quoted Phil Clark, a builder, last week. We'll quote him again this week because we all know it, but sometimes it's like simplify. It's a matter of supply and demand. Inventory is low, supply is low, and there's a high demand to buy houses. So building that traction over next year is really going to make up for it. We've always talked about in our team, we talk about this with every client, when we're pricing houses and when we're looking at the market, there are 5 different things that we want to look at to figure out or to assess what the house is going to sell for and what the value is. What's employment, which everybody, it's obvious okay what that is, but employment, appreciation, supply and demand, replacement cost, and affordability. So back to what you were saying, Chad, employment is down, but a lot of people would make the case that Market Insights quoted to us, employment is down more with the employees that aren't in the market to buy houses. Jobs are moving around, and which means people are moving in the employment and the business owners that are really the home buyers in Atlanta and around the country. Appreciation. Well, we already explained that. Interest rates are down, prices are going up. Number 3, supply and demand. We covered that. Anybody want to have anything just in the field? Because in the fields where we're really hearing about supply and demand. I mean, how many homes are we selling in a day and selling before they go on the market? And we've got another interview, y'all, a couple of episodes ago about what to do if it's not selling, because not everything's selling immediately. Any comments on that though to add as we go down the list before we close out on our
I think we've talked about this almost every single week, just how inventory is so low and we're just having a hard time finding buyers. I know Chad was just talking about this earlier about there are some homes out there if people can see through the cosmetic updates that they need. You can get some really good values there. The HGTV days are kind of going by the wayside of people wanting to do their home renovations themselves and flip the houses. We're not seeing that as much, but there are some really good deals out there. Houses that need a little bit of updating because they're sitting.
Because if you're zooming and you have your kids at home, why, a lot of people don't want to do renovations on top of that. But if you're in a position to do that, from an economic standpoint, I mean, there's such amazing deals right now.
Especially when you've got deals now and projections for next year are so great. And projections in Atlanta our market, we've talked about on previous weeks, has even better projections for this year and next year. And we are dealing as a team, we've often dealt more locally, even though we've got a great national network. That has really been to just attract buyers to properties. But now we're getting more and more buyers that are moving to Atlanta than I think we ever have before. So we talked about employment, appreciation, supply and demand, replacement cost. I mean, that's easy. It costs more to build houses now, material and labor, which means resale homes, there's a higher demand for those and people still want new, which drives the other prices up on other homes. And then the affordability factor, which really we narrowed down to, we've covered that, but the affordability is also these interest rates being so low. And you said really well, Adam, that means that the payments are lower, the payoff is faster. I mean, Scott Payne in our office talked about how he had refinanced his house and his payment isn't much more, but his payment is, we did the same thing in our house. But what were you gonna say, Adam?
Oh, nothing. Forgive my son in the background. This is
well, we can't hear it, but that's the new COVID lifestyle, right? We should get him a picture of him and have him do our clothes.
Standard work from home. The Zoom rooms would really come in handy right now.
Yeah. I love it. And I think you guys add anything you want, but closing this out with the market where it is now, the relationships, the insight into the market, what's going on right now is in having the connections with the other agents is become more important than it's ever been, which, looking at Atlanta Fund Home Stat, we have to give a shout out to our great broker. We are it was a huge percentage, number one in all of Metro Atlanta in sales and sales volume, in pendings, in closings, in every category, in all of Atlanta, we are number one. So in this market.
Wait, did you mention we're number one?
Huge. We're number one.
Oh, okay.
Number one.
Yeah, just wanted to make
sure. But by a lot. Just saying. Thank you, Chad. Big Chad, the big Chad. All right, everybody. Thank you. Anything else y'all want to add to that as we close out?
Nope. I think it was great.
Awesome. And we'll have Bridget back next week. We think one of us is always gone to a showing. Awesome. Thanks, y'all.
All right.
Thank you to our ambassadors and clients for your support of Jerry Metcalf Partners, where our mission is to deliver the best service and the best results for all our clients' needs, their wants, and their families.